Hello everyone, welcome to my channel, The Cloud Box, and this is the off-topic video in the data engineering side, but this video is really important. If you are a Mac user and you just want to use SQL Server on your system, then this video is for you. And we'll understand step by step how basically we can install the SQL Server in the Mac system and we are good to go. Okay. So as we already know, we cannot directly install the SQL Server from this Microsoft site, and probably we cannot use directly as we can use that Postgres or MySQL. So with that, for using SQL Server, we need intermediate step, like we can use the Docker, and from Docker itself we can install that SQL Server, and apart from that we can use that SQL Server locally. Okay, so first we'll understand what all those steps are required and how we can do that. Just bear with me. I'll try to show all those things step by step, and probably you can follow those all the steps in your system and you can use SQL Server. Okay, so why this is important? You are familiar with SQL Server because in many companies, in many like organization, people prefer Microsoft SQL Server as their database, right? So we are familiar with databases like SQL Server, and suddenly we are working on MacBook. So probably how you can utilize the SQL Server in the Mac system. Okay, so just come here, and for that we need a few things. So first we need to install the Docker. Then second, we have to install that SQL Server file using Docker. And then we have to install Azure Data Studio or Visual Studio Code to access that SQL Server. Basically, we need to install one editor to use that SQL Server, okay? And then probably once you do that, so obviously you have to establish a connection between SQL Server and Azure Data Studio. So just go and see how we can do that. So we have to install the Docker. So just copy this link, open any of your favorite browser, come here and paste it. So like, just so I'll not take much time, my name is Anup and I am working for one of the leading firm, a consulting firm that is part of the Big Four. And I upload video related to all the data engineering stuff like Azure Data Factory, Databricks, PySpark, SQL, Python, Azure DevOps. So if you are new to my channel, just go and check this out. If this video is really going to help you out, please go ahead and look up. Okay, so please go ahead and do the subscribe. And because why this is, once I'm going to upload a new video, you will get notification, and yes, boom, we are good to go. So I'll just paste that the same link here, and you'll see this page will open. Docker, if you do not know, Docker is a place where it's like, it's kind of container. It's used as a container where you can install the images and you can take the leverage. Okay, we'll not go in that detail, but yeah, we'll stick to our topic. So just open that, and whether you want to install that Docker desktop for Mac with Apple Silicon, that is M1, M2, M3, M4, and probably M5 chipset, or like so on, or like you just want to the traditional Intel chipset. So if you're using a Mac user like me, so you see, just click that download button and you will see this is going to install it. Okay, so I'll stop it. Why? Because I have already installed the same thing. It will take some time, so I'll show you where it is. So if you are a Mac, right, you need to go to the finders and you need to go to downloads. You see this Docker image I have already installed. So I mean that is already have downloaded. So you just need to install that. So you just click this and just follow the drag and drop, install it here. You are good to go. It is going to install. It will take like some time. Okay, so the moment it's installing, we'll try to go to next step. So we have went this URL, we have installed the Docker, and we will see whether this Docker is running fine or not. Okay, so the moment it's got installed, so the second step is we have to go on the terminal. If you do not know what is terminal, it is like a CMD for Mac. So just go to apps, okay, just search terminal and open it. Okay, so now I have already what I do, I'll exit, okay, and let me close it and open one more time. Okay, so now everything is looking fresh. Okay, so now just see that whether your Docker has been installed or not. So go to same app and see, okay, your Docker is running. Okay, just open it. You will see your job, you will ask for a couple of permissions, so just provide that. Okay, and you will see this page. I have already installed or something, so maybe first time it will ask some additional things. So you can, even though you can do the sign in here, so just go to container, you see, you just go to images, everything is empty, right? So now just do the minimize, and now we have some commands that we have to use. Okay, so this is sudo command that we have to copy, and we have to, let's say, I'll do the copy of this and just go to terminal and paste it here. Okay, so why is important? It is going to fetch that latest SQL Server 2022 images to this Docker, and it's going to install. The moment you do it, just press return or that enter keyword, whatever you say, and here you have to provide the password. So password is something, is your Mac password. Okay, so just keep allow, and it started pulling the images, right? You see this started loading into the Docker. Okay, the moment it's doing, just go to our presentation. Now we have completed that step 2. We are trying to pull this image and it started. Okay, so now we have few things that we have to run. So do not worry at all, and this PPT I'm going to provide into my GitHub, or this all the commands I'm going to provide into the descriptions. So probably you can take that leverage from the video descriptions. Okay, so step by step, first we have to install the Docker using that URL, or you just go to browser and any of the search engine you prefer, you just search Docker for Mac. Okay, Docker for Mac, basically desktop, and you just choose the version whatever suits for your Mac, whether it is M1, M2. So for that you have to use Apple Silicon, and if it Intel, it's you just Intel. Just install and probably run that, open the terminal, and you just install that latest version, providing your Mac password. Now this command you copy and you have to run that into the same terminal. You see it's still downloading, just wait for a second. It's once it's installed, you will see that image got created into your Docker container. Okay, cool. Looks like it will be done, so very few MBs remaining. So it's started extracting that images, right? It's in a zip. So now open the Docker. Okay, open the Docker, go to images. Now you see that image got installed. Earlier it was empty, and it is like Microsoft 2020-22 latest SQL Server image. Okay, now that is done. Now you go to terminal one more time and go to your PPT, and you have already copied, so just try to run. Okay, because these are the commands which we have to run, because we have to create the username and password. So we'll try to understand. So you see that's docker run space -d space name SQL Server Docker E, except we are, I mean, it's we are installing through the CLI, basically terminal mode. So we have to accept the terms and condition. So in that parameter, we are providing some terms and conditions, and here we are providing that username is SA space underscore password. Do not go by that. That's basically SA is your username, and DB underscore password is your password, and this port number is 1433, and so on. Okay, just press enter. So it's kind of giving some warning, but it's fine. uh, I mean, we are good. It's not affecting anything, but it's basically giving the warning. Okay, so now if you want, you can change your username and password with your customized username. So let's say this Docker, I want to copy this command and I just want to execute this. Okay, so what this is going to do, it's going to list down all the Docker, all the containers basically inside your Docker. So I'm just going to Docker ps and then -a, basically it's for all. Okay, so it's going to tell you, okay, hey, we have this one Microsoft Server to 2022. I'm in this command and created 40 seconds ago and something. Okay, so now, and if you go ahead and see that container, so you will see that SQL Server, it's occupied the space, right? So now you come here again one more time and go to your PPT. So now see, we have verified our Docker is running fine, right? So now the one more thing, we have to install that npm. Okay, basically npm is nothing but the Node.js, and we have to run that SQL using the CLI. So for that we need that Node.js, and if you are running it for first time, probably you will encounter one error like Node.js, that command not found. So for that, what you have to do, open that browser, okay, and go here and search like install Node.js Mac, something like that. Okay, so just come here and you see, just select that macOS and install macOS installer, and you are good to go. Okay, so now is everything is fine. Just let me run this. Okay, so again it's going to ask the password, so we have to provide your Mac password here. Okay, so now maybe it will say like, okay, this command not found or something like that, but you see it's done some of the processes, right? So it's installed that, it's given some warning, but we are fine with that. So now just go here and now we have successfully installed a SQL CLI, right? And now we have to basically connect that SQL CLI with Microsoft SQL Server, right? So what you can do, you just go again and copy paste. Okay, so now the moment you do that, basically SA is your username and this DB password is your password. Now boom, so now everything is sorted here. You just open the Docker, you will see that this is running, right? It's utilized some of the CPUs and all. Now looks fine, right? So now what you can do, we have to follow, like SQL Server is installed, we can connect to SQL CLI, but how to access that? So maybe you can use the SQL Server or you can use the Azure Data Studio. We will go through the SQL Server first, basically Azure Data Studio. So search here Azure Data Studio for Mac. Okay, the moment you do that, just open this URL, something you will see, right? Azure Data Studio returning in Feb 28 2026. We recommend to use Microsoft SQL extension for VS Code. Okay, so I mean, it's fine. For that moment, what you can do, you come here and search for macOS and download Azure Data Studio for Mac, and you will see this something got, I mean, it will started. Okay, so now just pause that because I have already downloaded. So let me go through. So you see, right, Azure Data Studio for Mac, Azure Data Studio. So what I'll do, I'll open that and it will again ask for the installation. So now it got installed and I'll open it. Okay, so if I'll open that, so this page will come like this. Okay, so something something, and I'm not interested in that. So what I can do, I need to create a connection. So what I'll do, let me remove this connection first, because maybe I have created earlier, so that's why it is coming. So you need to choose Microsoft SQL Server, because using that we need to use here in the server name, you need to use local host. Okay, and you need to use, if you have Microsoft Intra ID with Windows authentication, but we have to use that SQL login. So for that, what is our username? SA, and password is something called db underscore password, right? And just click remember password. You do not have database, right? So just enable trust here, encrypt mandatory, and all those things connect. Just do one more time. Okay, so probably that username we have to give in capital. Okay, uh, something login failed for username. Give me a second. Okay, I believe that is the username, sa underscore password. What is the password here? So might be, okay, db underscore password is in a small, so I was doing one mistake. Okay, so just paste it here. Okay, okay, now this SA is our username, and just try to log in. Now we are, boom, basically it got logged in. So now you see, right, you just go to database, you go to master, anything which you see, right, and probably you just go and create new notebook. If you want, just create a new query. You just have to choose the database whatever you want, like tempdb or something like that, anything you can choose, master, right? So yeah, you are good, you are okay to go ahead and do whatever you want, right? So now you understand how to install, but the last thing I will show you how to install inside the VS Code. So if you do not know how to install VS Code, just open your favorite browser and search for VS Code download. I have already downloaded, but I'll walk through how you can do that. Choose the Mac version. The moment you do, it will start downloading, but again I'll pause it, because why? I have already downloaded. So I'll go to the download here. Where it went, yeah, I'll go to download, I'll see more, and here I will open at, okay, and I'll install that. Okay, so the moment I'll install, so now I'll open. Now so many things will come. You need to come here and go to extension. Okay, go to extension, and okay, you need to use mssql. Okay, you have to, I mean, I have already installed. So the moment you see it will, you need to do the, you have to enable it, and just the moment you do that, so now what you have to do, this icon is going to get created, because that data studio you cannot use it very long. So what you have to do, you just click that plus button here. uh, So now you see, right, this local host, I guess I have already created. So let me do one thing. Let me cancel this everything. Okay, let me cancel this everything. Uh, so now you have to create, right? So what you can do, you can create like your project name, like data engineer. Okay, I mean, any name you can provide, and even if you browse Azure, browse Fabric, if you are right, so that you can do localhost. You need to pass. You need to pass that SQL login, username the same, the DB underscore PAWSW word in a small, and database name is like you do not know, right? So just say password and just connect. You have to again do that trust, and boom, right? So you are already here and you can do whatever you want. It brings a lot of more feature than the data studio, and you just create even local docker SQL server. After installing these things, you just go ahead and create the query. You need to go to system database, I mean anything which, if you want to do that, right? So what I'm going to do, I am going to give you this hell lot of command, so probably you can go and run that. Okay, so I'll basically summarize it. uh, I'll basically going to summarize. So we have installed a data studio, even we have installed that VS code, and we are boom, right? SQL Server is running on Mac OS. We can create database and everything. I'll quickly take one more minute to summarize. We have to install that SQL Server on Mac OS. Why? Because Mac OS directly cannot be utilized for running your SQL Server code locally, right? So we need a bridge system for that. So that we need to install the Docker, and then probably just install Docker, connect your Docker, and you can run your SQL Server independently, right? So just for that, we have sort of process. We have to install Docker, then we have to install a SQL Server image file using Docker, then install Azure Data Studio VS Code, and then probably install SQL CLI for Docker and that SQL Server, and then connect your editor to your SQL Server. Then boom, right? So I guess this video really helped you for getting the knowledge how to install the Docker and SQL Server in your Mac local system. If you really want, I should upload this kind of video which is going to help you a lot. Please do subscribe, like, and share, so it will motivate me to keep uploading this kind of video, and this is going to help you a lot. Thank you so much. Bye. Have a wonderful time.